So to install Google Readwrite, the first thing you'll need to do is download Chrome if you haven't done so already. So you can just search Chrome install and you will see Google Chrome come up. You can download it either as an app on your phone or as a web browser on your computer. Once that is installed, you can just search Google Readwrite install. And then just click here and you'll be able to hit the install button. So this is an extension for Chrome that you can then open once you have a Google Doc open. So you can just click install. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to remove it. And then you go to your document. So this is just an example document. And you're going to hit the little purple puzzle piece that says RW. And it should pop up with this toolbar. It may ask you to sign in before. And you also want, if it's not working, one tip is to go to extensions and go to extension settings and make sure that the little blue bar is slid across and that it's activated. But if once all those things are set, and you might need to click on the purple puzzle piece a few times, but you'll get this little toolbar at the top. And then you can start using it. So the first thing I recommend using is the dictionary. So you can select any word in the text and then it will give you a definitions. So that really helps if you struggle with your vocabulary. The picture dictionary is also useful for that. As well, another great feature is that it will read the text to you. So I'm going to click play and it should read it.
Text. Text example for class. Example 2.
Right, so it read all that to me. So if you ever get a text that is in like plain text like this, like it can't be a PDF, but as long as it's in text that you can like manipulate, it will be able to read it to you. You can also change the voice. So if you go to options up here, you'll see that I could change, it says US English Samantha. I could go to English and there are different accents. Yeah, they have English kind of throughout, so I can make it Australian, for example. If you're learning another language, I know when I teach French, I always switch it to French Canadian Amélie, for example. So it's also really useful for that because it will pronounce everything correctly, which is obviously super, super useful if you're trying to improve your pronunciation. Next, you can also select a word and then click web search. So you see here, it then did a Google search of whatever word I selected. As well, this is another thing that I really wanted to show people, especially for silent reading and any reading you're doing during class. You can click on screen mask, and as you see, it just follows my finger down and it isolates just the part of the page I want to look at. So if you really feel overwhelmed by the screen, like how much is on a page, this feature can be very useful. There's some settings you can change about it. Right, so for example, I can make it wider or I could make it skinnier, as well as some other settings. I can make this background darker, so literally just seeing that helps minimize like the distraction and like feeling overwhelmed by the rest of the page. You can also change the background color, any of these colors, whatever works best for you. Then once you're done, you just click that icon again. As well, there is talk and type. So if I go down here and I click talk and type, and I can just click, oh, I don't even have to click it. So it takes a second usually to start recording what I'm saying. But you can see that it is recording it pretty accurately. Though I would suggest speaking slowly because you can see it's not 100% accurate. And maybe you will want to edit the text afterwards. So as you can see here, I said because in casual speech, that is what you can say. But if I was actually handing this in, I'd want to change that to because, for example. So if you use text-to-speech, try to go back and reread it and make sure that it's what you wanted to say, but it's definitely a useful tool, especially when you're writing. As well, there's a translator, so you can translate into different languages, especially if English isn't your first language. That's useful. You can highlight in different colors. depending like, oh, I'm going to highlight all of the things that relate to this topic in yellow and this other topic in green, for example. And then it will collect the highlights. And a new document containing your highlights is being created. So you'll see here, I have all the things that are highlighted here, and it tells me what original Google Doc it comes from. So another super useful feature, it will also keep a vocabulary list for you. As well, you can make voice notes and attach them to parts of the document. And finally, you can do practice reading aloud, which can be really helpful if you want to practice for a presentation. So it will allow you to record and play it back to make sure you're pronouncing things correctly, you're talking at a reasonable speed, you're being engaging with your audience, etc. So that's how it can be helpful giving yourself like practice and feedback. So those are a number of the features, and you can change them in options and to suit your particular needs. But again, I think it's super, super useful. And here's like the translation language, for example, that I was talking about before. But I think overall, it's a super useful tool that I definitely recommend using. Let me know if you have any questions about it, and I'm definitely here to help along the way. Yeah, so get using it.